Scorpio. What's up, Scorpio? What's happening? Let's see. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to have a look at what's going on in your love life, 28th of July to the 3rd of August, 2025. So, roles can be reversed anytime. So, feel free to switch those energies, vice versa. Okay, so Scorpio, we're going to be dividing the reading into two halves. The first half is going to be for the people in no contact, no communication. Will your person break no contact, no communication? Now keep in mind, it can be vice versa, okay, or it can be roles reversed. The second half, we're going to see the energies, your energies. This is for the people in a relationship. So if you are in a relationship, Scorpio, what are your energies towards the relationship? Keep in mind, this can also be vice versa, all right? Let's see, Scorpio. Will your person break no contact, no communication? 28th of July to the 3rd of August, 2025. Getting procrastination. Okay. Nice. So there is definitely someone out here, by the card that flipped out for you guys in the beginning was the Knight of Cups, which is telling me that someone out here is coming off as very realistic now, Scorpio. Okay, someone out here is wanting to see a situation more realistically. Someone out here is wanting to see the situation for what it is, rather than holding on to unrealistic expectations, or rather than being like extremely dreamy. Okay, I feel someone out here has a reality check. Some truth has been revealed, and I feel this person out here has a reality check. So whoever you're not in talking terms with, right, this person out here has clarity about a situation. Something that they've lost has been found. I don't know what it is, but I just wanted to put it out there. I feel this person out here was kind of hedging their bets in the past. Okay, they were not ready to commit. They were wanting to be in both places. I'm getting one in hand, one in bush. So either that is the kind of situation they were in, where they wanted you also and they wanted the other situation, or they wanted you and the other person. Okay, one was comfort zone, one was love. It feels like in the past, this person out here was not ready to commit. They were kind of not being brave enough. They weren't communicating very well. They were keeping an eye on you, watching you like a hawk, just wanting to know more about you, trying to get information about you, but not really doing anything about it. So there was a lot of spying and stalking in the past, okay, asking around about you, but not really taking any real action. What is happening right now is that this person is getting over the fear of abandonment. So in the current situation, this person out here is no longer in that fear of abandonment. This is someone who no longer is scared about what happens next, right? This person out here could be someone who usually needs a lot of assurance. They need a lot of love. They need, the more love you give them, the more concern you give them, the more reassurance you give them, the more safer they feel. So indirectly, this person deep down is a very insecure person, okay? And they could be portraying their insecurities on you. They have now reached a point that they'd rather be with someone they love and not fear abandonment, rather than be with someone they don't love, or be in a loveless situation, and only because it feels safe. On their mind, I feel this person realizes the fact that they are done daydreaming about having a happily ever after with you, and they now really want to have a happily ever after with you. This person feels like they can have everything with you. Okay, Scorpio. So I don't think you're expecting this, but I see a return from someone from the past in a romantic capacity. This is someone who is no longer holding on to their good old days. Sometimes, it happens, because this person could be holding on to the good old days. Like, oh, it was so good in the past between me and Scorpio. Oh, things were so much better between me and Scorpio in the past. Or they could be holding on to some kind of past traumas, okay, where, oh, I've been going through so much in the past, or I have gone through so much in the past, I don't want to go through it again. Clinging on to past memories, clinging on to bad experiences, bitter experiences, etc., or holding on to their glory days, like, oh, I had the best of the time with Scorpio. Okay, they're doing none of it, and they're opening their hearts, opening themselves to new possibilities. They're opening themselves to wanting a true soulmate connection with you again. right? So I feel for a lot of you, there is a return for you, especially someone from the past. This could be someone who could be younger to you. This could be someone, who feels like that heart to heart connection with you, Scorpio. Okay, that's the kind of return that is coming in. All right. So yeah, for a lot of you, looks like there 80% chances that this person will return to you this week, okay, and wanting to revive old memories. I'm getting someone out here who's reminiscing a lot. Okay. It feels like this person realizes that how much they miss you and how good you were to them, and they felt like home with you. So someone's coming back home is what I'm getting, Scorpio. Okay. Now, we're going to move on to the next part, which is going to be, if you are in a relationship, Scorpio, what are your energies in the relationship? Now, keep in mind, this could be your energies. This could be the person you're dealing with, okay? I don't know. So I definitely see an energy out here where something did start off in the past, Scorpio, something which was something you were very excited about, something you were very enthusiastic about. So either there could be a younger fire sign that you were dealing with, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or this could just be, Scorpio, you who was like, okay, I'm ready to give something new a shot. So a lot of you could have moved towards something new, something fresh, something exciting. It's almost like no longer holding on to limiting yourself. You were not limiting yourself. There was this energy where you started believing in the impossible. Okay, you started moving towards anything that was new. No more wanting to stay with the old. Okay, old. No more wanting to stay in old situations. Now, what's happening out here is that you moved forward in the past. Right now, there is some kind of resistance out here. I don't know why. I don't know what the resistance is about, but there is some kind of resistance out here. So it's like something starting, and right now it's on hold. So your relationship is on hold because you are showing some kind of resistance out here. So instead of dealing with a situation with more compassion, you are either using a lot of brute force, you're coming off as very egoistic, um, very authoritative, okay, or you're letting go of very easily. But overall, this is the sign of insecurity. There is some insecurity out here. So the insecurity is making you more authoritative, or the insecurity is making you use a lot of brute force when it comes to a connection which actually is very, very light-hearted. Now, the thing is that on your mind, a lot of you, I feel you have a lot of love to give. I do feel that you have a lot of love to give. The thing out here is that I feel that your love is kind of still shut off. You're still not coming off as emotionally available. You're still coming off as clingy. You're coming off as needy. You're coming off as, when I want the attention, I want the attention. And that attention should fulfill you. If that attention fulfills you, that need of reassurance, you're okay. So that's the kind of energy I see. Why? Because in the past, you have gone through some kind of trauma, and that trauma has left you like this, right? So your true nature is to give. Your true nature is to be there for people, but you're not being a very good listener right now. You're not there for the person. You want the person to be there for you. So yes, a kind of a selfish energy, but okay, it can be dealt with. What you're doing subconsciously is that in the next few days is that I think you're just kind of going with the flow. Okay, it's like, okay, the universe is making some shifts, some changes in this relationship, and you're wanting to go with the flow is what I'm getting. However, this is not the time for you to go with the flow. This is the time for you to take control. This is the time for you to take charge. But for some reason, you are not being able to take charge. Either A, you still lack a vision, you still lack passion, you still lack courage to where you want to take this relationship. That's what I'm getting. Others of you, I do feel that you're just doing your own thing. You're too focused on your money, your career, your goals, your business, and you're just like, let's see whatever comes. So it's like just going with it mindlessly. Intentions are missing. Okay, so this could be your energy, this could be your person's energy, but whoever you are in a relationship with, someone out here is still kind of doing their own thing and too focused on themselves rather than focusing on making the connection work out.